April 18th, 2025. I slept pretty well. I think, I think I got a nearly normal amount of sleep. I don't know. Why I'm not remembering, but I woke up and had a pretty normal morning. I got a call to do some work at the church building, film their Easter event stuff today, so it lined up well since I had the lunch scheduled with Tony at 11. So I headed to lunch. We went over to Top Gun, it's called now. It used to be, I think, the Hangar Inn or something, over at Funfield in South Hill. We had a good time, good meal. Good to catch up, good to see him at least one more time before I move away. And then I headed to the church, and their exhibit was incredible. I've never seen anything like it in a church. They decorated the entire interior to make it look like Old Jerusalem, and they did a pretty good job. They had all these printed panels that looked like, ancient brick and stuff, covering every wall, most of the walls, and then just lots of old-timey, kind of structure built into certain areas, walls and things that, like a manger kind of area, wooden stuff. Hard to describe. Really impressive, though. They only put the people started building it on Wednesday, and today's Friday, so it was pretty interesting to see how well it was put together. And so I filmed a bunch of B-roll of the different areas and all of that, and basically stuck around doing that until 7 or 8 at night. 7, a little after 7, I guess. So they started admitting people at 5, I think. So it was a lot of different people from the state coming through, and it was cool to see a bunch of old friends and to see people's reactions, and it was just a really interesting sort of event. Very, very thoughtfully made, and just really interesting and spiritual in nature. After that, I came home and got back to my work, backed up all the footage and whatnot, and I've been plugging away at this graphic stuff, the setup on that. I still got lots of work to do on that, lots of polishing, and whatnot. And should be interesting. Deep thought of the day. Oh man, I even wrote something down. Let me see if I can quickly pull it up on the computer. Deep thought of the day. What am I remembering here? Stated versus revealed preferences are basically civilized versus innate or natural preferences. Okay, so I guess this is like in considering how people choose a partner. They often state something that they may believe or that they just may think sounds good, but often don't follow that stated preference. And I think it could be somewhat because they lack the self-discipline to actually follow through, or they don't actually understand what that preference implies in a partner, or that the preference itself manifests for different reasons in a partner than what they believe that to be. And I think the inability component, when people they may actually believe that they want a certain preference. I think I'll use the example of kindness. People state, apparently that's the most stated preference of both genders, kindness. But that's definitely not as the most important preference, and that's definitely not what we see people getting selected for the most. And my guess is that a lot of people, just even knowing or feeling that kindness is the number one trait that they would seek, that they are just not strong enough or self-disciplined enough to follow through on that inclination or stated preference. So that's just I guess a hypothesis I have about it. I think stated preferences are kind of fickle in general because people's minds kind of change regularly, and maybe more so they change based on the person that they're interacting with. And I think that that's also natural, and probably because of all the other factors that might make that person attractive. So anyway, those are some of my deep thoughts, I guess, today. I don't know what kind of call to action that means. Makes sense, but I think maybe take a moment to analyze your own preferences, that which you state versus that which you follow through with, and see how closely they align versus how you may or may not follow through with said actions as stated by your preferences. All right, that's all. I'm getting kind of tired. I really probably should crash out, so that's why I'm putting this together right now. And again, I'm doing this before doing all my writing, yet I've kind of neglected to look at my note, my daily topic note, before even turning this on. I'll try to do better about that tomorrow. All right, take it easy, y'all. Until then.